All right, let's get started. Waiver Wire week 4. We got 3 weeks in already. We're going to start off with Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's the number 2 tight end in fantasy right now. He's had 22 touches, number 5 in that category. You see coming off that big explosive game there, 2 touchdowns. Hey, he's got 22 touches so far, which is 5th at tight end. So right now he's should be one of the top tight ends in 60% of the leagues he's rostered. So 40% of the leagues out there, hey, you can get Hunter Henry. How about Harold Fanning Jr.? Harold Fanning Jr., he's in 58% of the league, so he's still available. He has number 8 amount of touches. Hasn't got the end zone yet, so his scoring's down a little bit, but you 16th in that. But he's 8th in touches. So if you're at the end and don't have a good tight end, he is sharing with Njoku here, though. Njoku has 18 touches, but 117 yards. Neither have gotten the end zone yet, but Harold Fanning Jr. flashes up there with the amount of touches he's getting. Certainly. Cole Kmet, I added him to the list. Well, we don't know. Colston Loveland probably, it sounds like he might be able to play, right, Loveland? Hey, he's only got 6 touches. Cole Kmet's got hardly none. 7. He got 1 more. But hey, if you find out that if you're desperate and you find out that he's available, you might go with him because if Loveland's out. All right, let's start off with some running backs. That Hunter Henry's the pick, though. 26 and 39 for Blake Corum and Woody Marks here. Woody Marks, hey, he's a 57th running back right now, but hey, 58th in touches. But the whole deal with there is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, hey, he got a touchdown 1 week to help save him, but he's just not very effective at all. Right? He's been the lead, acting as the lead back. Houston's got problems. Probably maybe going to move on to their draft choice here, Woody Marks, right? Well, why not? Get him in there. He was a 4th rounder, 116th overall in a deep running back class. Hey, Woody Marks eventually going to turn to Nick Chubb, just ain't getting it done, right? So he would be a pretty good one to take a flyer on. How about Blake Corum, right? Well, Blake Corum, he's 40th in scoring right now. He's been getting some scrap action behind Kyren Williams. He's got 15 touches. So that'd make him 57th. But the whole play is, of course, is Hunter here has been getting nothing. No touches on the year. Blake Corum is exactly the number 1 backup there to Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams has, 62 touches on the year, right? Offense has been going great for the Rams there. If something happens to him, just like happened, Trey Benson all of a sudden becomes the name. I don't have him on the list because he's owned in too many leagues. He was already owned. But Blake Corum might be next, and that's a hot offense. I mean, if you have a roster spot to stick him on, he would be the one, right? Hey, you're not going to get much going on. I mean, he's scoring a little bit, but to have an easy matchup, he'd even score more. If the Rams have an easy matchup some week. How about, let's go to Monaghy here. Monaghy. I don't struggle with that. How about, he doesn't have a lane. He's got some touches, though. 18 touches in the same kind of deal there. Yeah, he hasn't been scoring yet, but you can't get him now. I think Swift says that I don't know. I think he's healthy. But anyway, Monaghy here, he's got few points here yet, but hey, same kind of deal. He is the number 2. Roshan's been not in action. So, I mean, he's a flyer. But if something happens to Swift, it would be this hand-picked draft pick guys might be getting some. So, going down further on the running backs, how about Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt showed up. He's a 43rd now. Got a touchdown, right? He got his touchdown last week. Not very effective, though, guys. He's 36th in touches. He's got 28 touches. Just isn't doing anything with it. He's lucky he got that touchdown, or he'd be another week of just nothing. So you can't really rely on him. And Pacheco, he's not doing much better. He's got so eventually, I've got him on the list here, Brashard Smith. Right, he's down a little bit, but eventually he's owning 7%. Kareem Hunt 62% of the league, but Brashard Smith, the rookie they brought in, I mean, he was a 7th rounder. But eventually, if they're going to look for some pizzazz, they might bring him in because these top two haven't been getting it done. That's a good offense. So he might slowly start getting in. That's Brashard Smith. Hunt, well, if you have to play him, he's still in there and he's going and he's getting touches and he's on a good team. Here's a couple of good ones right here. Now you're saying 58%, 56%, and they only got 16 touches, which is 54th, 49, or, he hasn't been scored great. But the whole little deal here is Hall is a trade candidate, right? Breece Hall, he's been doing pretty good. You're like, why would they trade him? He's well, eventually when they're not in it anymore. And he's in the last year of his contract, right? They're not paying him anything. That's that rookie contract. They'd have to sign him, or if they can't sign him next year, they're going to be looking to get something for him. And there's a lot of hungry running back teams out there now, right? So Breece Hall might be spoken with a big trade. You might see something there giving up that, and that would open the door, of course, for Braylon Allen, who, hey, he's been struggling. He's 17th. He's the number 2 on the team, though. And if it went to that, it would be him and Isaiah Davis. It's pretty well the guy. So, hey, that's a long-term one. And meanwhile, you're getting a chance for a goal line touchdown. He's got 1 so far. But Braylon Allen might be a name to keep on there. And Ollie Gordon, really the same reason. I can't believe they talked about him in the, not him. He would be, he got his touchdown last week, and he gets 14. But, hey, he is operating as the number 2 running back and A-chain, right? Well, rumors they might try to trade him. Miami's going nowhere. You could get a lot out of it for him. I mean, they would have to be multi-year things, but he was mentioned as a trade candidate. Of course, that would open it up for Ollie Gordon, right? And he's still got some goal line, and if anything ever happens to these guys on the injuries too, trade or injuries, these two might get some action, right? And it kind of goes along with the next two here, Kenneth Gainwell, right? He's been getting some action there too. Hey, Caleb Johnson, where's he been? He's got 2 touches for the year. So Jalen Warren, he's been, look at that. What's that? 55 touches already. 14th in touches. So if anything happens to him, if it's going to go to this Gainwell, who's been touching the ball a lot. Got a touchdown this last week. But he's kind of a deep one. But hey, right before, if something happens, he would be the guy. How about Sanders? Now, these are all lightly owned. I'm only putting people in here that are under 70% owned. And that's most of these. Miles Sanders, he's been scoring pretty regular here. And for Dallas, and he is the number 2 in town. Right, Javonte Williams been going great. Right? Number 4 running back. But, hey, Miles Sanders is the handcuff there. Jaden Blue's been not even up. Not even on the teams here. Hey, McNichols, we talked about him last week. Remember? I brought up Nick McNichols. Well, he got a long touchdown. I thought he'd be more the receiving back and didn't get any receiving targets. But broke that long. So, hey, we're still in the flux here at running back, right? Bill here, he got some yardage and some touches there. He's going to operate as the number 1. I thought McNichols would be the best. Then Chris Rodriguez. I don't know. It's kind of crowded there and not getting much. But more running with Daniels out, if that's still the case. How about Sampson and he's faded out. He's about to be off the list here because Judkins had a good week and he's the number 1 now. So we're probably pretty well dropping him off. He's still 66% rostered. So that might be a little high. Halani, his day might be over. I think that Zach Charbonnet's free of the injury. So right now, he might be coming back. So Halani, who had his chance, I mean, he would have been the 3rd stringer. So while there's 2 operating there, they run them both there, right? Walker and Zach Charbonnet. So Halani could pretty well be dropping off the list here. Let's go to some wide receivers that are possibly out there. We'll go with Eric Ayamanor, right? He is currently the number 32, 45 in touches, so he's been doing a lot with it, right? He's got those 2 touchdowns, right? So, hey, but 18 targets is no slouch, right? He's been operating as the number 2 there, and Calvin Ridley hasn't been operating as the number 1. He's currently ranked 74th, and he has the 32 amount of touches. He's getting a little bit more. But hey, wow. Eric Eilenmanor, he's been scoring good. And hey, they're going to be building for the future. And Calvin Ridley, he better get off the snide. And hopefully things turn around for Cam Ward, too. But I like this Eilenmanor. He's been showing good, and he's one that for the whole year has potential. And so does Wandale. Wandale's 69. He just made the cut here. You got to be in 70%. But hey, he had a down week, so they might be laying off of him. But he's still, boy, he's just getting targets there. You can see he 22 targets. Not as many last week, but hey, good receiving yards. He is currently 23rd ranked running back or receiver, not ranked, scoring, position in scoring. So, all right, there's a couple of those. How about Calvin Austin and Cedric Tillman, lightly owned under less than 50%? Calvin Austin, hasn't been doing great. Hey, he's up to the 30th receiver, and you go into there, he's the number 2 to Metcalf, although our team hasn't been doing great. But hey, he's available always. How about Cedric Tillman? Cedric Tillman's available. He is 2 touchdowns is what's bringing him up. He does have 18 targets, though. Eventually this, Joe Flacco, but I think Dylan Gabriel's going to get in the game. Maybe he can light thing up and bring some life. They got a great defense there in Cleveland, right? So if they can keep getting the ball, maybe they can get some action here. And Cedric Tillman is the number 2 wide receiver there, although Judy has done nothing, right? Not getting much competition from Jerry Jeudy. So Tillman's looking good there. All right, Trey Tucker. All right, he's exploded, Trey Tucker. He is the number 3 wide receiver right now. Excuse me. Look at that last week. 4 touchdowns. Come out of nowhere. Well, he has the 26th amount of touches now. So Jacoby Myers, of course, is number 1 there. He hasn't got into the end zone. He's 26 targets. That's pretty good. He's been one of the leaders in that. But you can see Thornton just hasn't fired like I thought he might. They talked about them two sharing the number 1 job. Well, he's sharing it with Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker's got 22 targets. And, a lot came last week. But, hey, Geno Smith can throw the rock around. Right? So, Trey Tucker might be one of the best ones out there. Well, he's number 3 wide receiver right now at 4 touches you can't count on. But he has been getting receptions. So, Trey Tucker should be owned more than 11%, I guess. All right? How about Romeo Doubs? Romeo Doubs here. Hey, is he the only game in town? Well, didn't that do great last week with that, I thought. He done better all the other ones. So, but Jaden Reed's going to be out, right? He's out for the IR. So, Romeo Doubs is the game in town. Now they got to try to play Wicks here. Wicks got a few targets last week, and they're trying to force feed this Matthew Golden. But, he didn't look superior by any means. So Romeo Doubs is still the de facto number 1 there probably in Green Bay. So, hey, only 11 touches though. So we'll see if he gets turned around there. But, hey, there's not a lot to choose from here. How about Turpin? Right? You said Turpin here, he only got 14 touches. He's been making a show here. And, of course, the news, is CD could be out 3 to 4 weeks. 2 to 3, 3 to 4. If they hit him on IR, well, then they're going to need someone to pass to. And that would be Turpin. Hey, maybe it's this Tolbert. Tolbert just hasn't been doing anything with it. And I noticed before CD got hurt, with Turpin doing these punt returns, looking good on them. They just keep trying to get him the ball, right? So he might be one that's to mention here that is with CD hurt, this Turpin might be the guy, short term, obviously, and they're going to need to pass to get some points. Thornton, why don't I have him higher? He's got 18 touches, right? Well, hey, he's the deep threat there. I'm kind of basing this, though, on long term, all right? So eventually, hey, yeah, Worthy's going to come back. Juju didn't. Hollywood, hey, he kind of is always there. He's a target machine. He has 9. He's averaging 9 a game. All right? And they've got Royals, so, yeah, they do have. And, of course, Rice is going to come back. So yeah, Thornton could be for if you need a short-term little boost. He might fill in for you and do some good. But hey, he's got 18 touches, 44th. So hey, we'll see how that works out. But he might be available. How about Sterling Shepard? And you say Sterling Shepard. Well, Mike Evans might have a little hammy. Ibuka's been hurt. McMillan, I don't know when he's out. Sterling Shepard here has been getting some action and might for the next couple weeks. All right, especially if Evans goes out for a couple weeks. It's too early for Godwin. I know he's been going to start practicing, but Sterling Shepard might shine for a little bit there in Tampa. Kind of a deep one, but hey, he might be playing some. Burden got off the snide. He got some points here. Got some long touchdown. Hey, I still see him as behind. He might even be behind OZ. OZ has 18 touches on the year, and this Luther Burton has 7. So, yeah, he got the long touchdown. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. That OZ's been doing pretty good there for the Bears, Zacchaeus. So, hey, you still got to remember him. How about Christian Kirk and Malik Washington? Christian Kirk, he's back. Didn't do much with it. He popped up there, but he'd been hurt. Did he go out again? I don't know. But Houston's got problems, right? I don't want to stay away from any of their offenses. I guess Woody Marks. He eventually going to take. How about Malik Washington? All right, he been popping up. They've been trying to run thing here, and he's one Hill deal away from if Hill goes crazy or something goes wrong there, or an injury to these two. Hey, Malik Washington, they've been seeming to force feed him. Boy, he has 18 at 6 a game. I know, but trying to get him involved. So, and then Tolbert I put on here. Because, hey, the CD news, I still have Turpin ahead of him. Turpin seems more exciting than Tolbert has been. Horton, talk about excitement. He's been getting 2 touchdowns. He's only got 8 targets, so let's not go crazy with him. He's going to be behind JSN, who's getting all the targets, right? And then Cooper Kupp. And it's a running team, too. You don't know how much they're going to throw. Bobo got any yet? No. So, but hey, this Horton, you got to put him on the list because of the speed. But, I don't know. That'd be a hit or miss each week, and 8 touches on the season. That's just not crazy. All right, I'm going to finish up with 2 indies. All right, Pierce. Now, hey, the deal here is he might be hurt. He has a concussion, so he might miss a week. So you might be able to get him. Hey, he's questionable right now, concussion. Going against the Rams anyway, you wouldn't play him, but coming up, you might start looking at him. Now, I don't like the Indy receivers because, hey, they just pass it around too much, but he does have 13 targets. They remarked that he was trying to do more than just long ball. He was trying to go some close-up shots, and he's always available for those long shots. Indy's been doing great at offense. I put Josh Downs on there, too. He didn't deliver last week too much. But there's just so many receivers there. Pierce, if he's out, Josh Downs might go in low. But they try to force feed this Mitchell, get him some targets. And, of course, the tight ends there and trying to get them all involved. So, hey, when they're bragging, hey, we had 8 people touch the ball. Well, that ain't very good for the receivers there. But if all of them, I think this Pierce long-term might be the best. So, anyway, that's some of the ones. Obviously, Hunter Henry, the tight end, if he's available in 40% of the leagues, he's the number 2 tight end. Get on him, right? Woody Marks and Blake Corum. There isn't much at running back. But, long term for the season, these are the 2, right? Maybe the Mongali. And this Braylon Allen and a trade thing. If you start hearing Andy sniffing about a trade he's 58% on. And Gordon the same way, right? Not much at receiver, though, right? Long-term, Eric Eilemore, and in short-term, this Wandale he's always active, right? So, all right, that's some of the free agents this week. Good luck in your fantasy teams, and let's take a look at this.